one. I got most of the rest of my order in today, and I've assembled and primed it all. I must say, these minis that I've been buying are fucking awesome, and I'm glad I bought every single one of them that I did. But before I show you the big guys, I want to show you the progress I've made on the ones I already had. First of all, I will start with something that I didn't buy recently, which is my Gator Man, just because I think it looks cool. Let me see if I can just... Oh, it's a nightmare. Oh, it's a living nightmare. Oh, it's a living nightmare. Living nightmare. Remember that band, Avenged Sevenfold? What did they do? Did they die? Did they all die in a car wreck? I don't know. Okay, now focus. Yeah. So first of all, let me just make sure he's yeah. Can you focus on him? Okay, good. Yeah, so the thing about this guy, I just decided, you know, kind of a yellow, brownish belly, green skin, but the green paint I used, Angel Green, kind of acted almost like a contrast paint, or a glaze, or whatever you want to call it, and it just, like, highlighted it, too. I think that's actually because it was separated or something, but I am quite happy with that. Yeah, he looks better in person. There's a lot of detail highlights, you know. Now for the actual monkeys. But first, a monkey that I did not buy recently, which is this man, who I decided to paint up with the rest of my Monkey Man army. He is a Reaper mini of like some ape warrior guy. Really simple paint job, just brown on black for the fur. Lighter gray on dark gray for the skin, green metallic for the eyes, and then red loincloth and normal steel stuff. Yeah, I like this guy. He's pretty cool. His sword's a little bendy, but I'll just ignore it. Who gives a shit? Now, is this the final one that isn't... Yeah, this is the final guy that isn't a part of the order. This is a Mage Knight mini that I think I already showed. He kind of fits, you know. He's a monkey man with a flail. I gave him a bronze shield because I felt like it, even though he's got like a steel flail. There probably are bronze flails, right? Like you can make bronze chains, so I assume, you know. Not a very great paint job, but it's not the most detailed mini, frankly. So who gives a shit? So that's Ape Man. I believe that guy, he's either called Desert Ape or he's called something Ape. He's a Mage Knight mini that I rebased. Now, for two minis that I did order recently, but are not Monkey Men, and then we will go straight into the Monkey Men and their big prehistoric guys. Here is the Reptilian that I've painted so far. He's basically done. Let me see if here, let me actually. Yeah, you can actually see him pretty well here. Compared to the earlier shots I did. Yeah. You know, he's just a dragon man with a gun, and I have painted him to basically be a alien reptilian who's going to go to medieval, or in my game's case, prehistoric fantasy land, and he's going to snipe some people. Maybe he's a headhunter. Maybe he likes to hunt down quote-unquote primitive savages, such as the people of Earth. In which case, that's a guy to kill. Now, finally, for a video game character, or not a video game character, an anime manga character who is known for existing. I have not painted this yet, but I have primed Ceres Victoria. I forget the miniature company that makes this. Sorry if my hand acts weird. It's hurting after having to do some chopping on some bits for the King Kong mini. But yeah, it's just big booby vampire lady with big anti-tank rifle from Helsing. So, you know, I will eventually paint her. She should be pretty easy, honestly, to like paint. Now, finally, we are in full monkey mode. And first, I will start with the monkeys that I've already shown, but that I've painted the best. Or painted, rather. That I've just painted. And that includes this motherfucker. I'm really happy with this guy. Kind of hard to see the details, but he's supposed to be like an orangutan fire priest, and so I just went crazy, you know. He's got a yellow robe on, he's got a red sash, he's got red metal and on the demon faces all over his armor. The different details on the demon faces are painted differently, like the tongue is a pink metal, most of it is red, the eyebrows and the trim and the hair of the demons, like the mustaches and stuff, is gold. The eyes are green like emeralds. And I had fun painting the fire too. I was like, okay, I need to find a quick and easy way to do fire. And I basically did. I just ripped it off from another guy's YouTube video, as you do. I'm especially happy with the metallics here, but really it's just a really cool mini. Let me see if you can see his scary face, his scary orangutan face. You can see his little green eyes. They're kind of hard to see in real life too, but you can also see the teeth, the definition of the teeth that's from the wash that I just did. Yeah, I am really quite well chuffed. I'm quite cheesed to meet that many and to have painted him. Here's his fellow orangutan fire priest. This guy's got a sword, of course, and you know, he's got yellow robes on too, although he's also got a breastplate on, a metal breastplate, and red, like, little sash thing. The back of his armor has like little flame patterns that I painted, red metallic. You know, he's got demon faces on his armor as well. These guys just kick fucking ass. Frankly, let me put it this way. From now on, if a mini has shoulder pads that are in the shape of faces, I will be very pleased, because they're fun. Now, it did take me a while to paint these guys, and I spent a lot of time just on these two, the orangutan priest, but, you know, I think it was worth it. Once these guys are primed up, they're going to be fucking fantastic. They're going to be amazing additions to the collection. Now, here is one of the Bobokai dudes. He's definitely not finished. Like, most of the ones, yeah, actually, all the ones that I just showed you that are painted are pretty much finished. I'm just going to prime them, maybe base them. But here's a guy that's not finished. Here's the Bobokai Crawler, or whatever they're called, Prowler. And it's a chimp on a, you know, saber tooth. And, you know, the chimps, and I think this is true of the other, not the orangutans, but the other apes in this Simiax Legion line, they don't seem to have, like, fur on their bodies, so I think they're supposed to be hairless, which is interesting. So that makes me not sure of how I'm going to paint the chimps. Like, do I just paint them all, like, different shades of gray? Do I want some of them to have, like, more human flesh tones? I don't know. I don't know. It does make it relatively easy to paint them, though. It's actually quite fun. This guy, still haven't figured him out all the way, but, you know, he is cool. He is cool. I like him. He is neat. Now, here is the other chimp commander. Again, haven't finished him. Obviously, he's still mostly the sand color I primed him. Not as much to see here, but yeah, I haven't touched this guy in a while. I think the last thing I did was I touched up the wood on him, like the tree stump and the back spikes that have his dead rivals on them. Now, here are some gorilla dudes. I've painted the Gorkul commander most of the way. He's still got a little bit to go. He's cool. I think he's fucking badass. Thank you, Obscurities in Miniature, for making me realize I needed these, and that, and thank you for uploading it so close to my birthday, so that I could spend an obscene amount of money on these guys. Not like they were obscenely priced. They're actually, for this sort of, there we go. For this sort of thing, they're pretty reasonably priced, but yeah. And then here's one more gorilla guy, still not all the way done, but you know, he's getting there. You know, I don't think I've touched him up much. You see, he's a big dude. This is called the silverback, so one of the things I need to do is pick up the, you can kind of see it here, he's going to have, well, a silverback, like an old male gorilla. Like yeah. And I'm not sure what color the plume of helmet is going to be. Red would be kind of an obvious choice. That wouldn't be bad. And now one guy that I think I might have already showed, which is Batu, the big orangutan guy. Going to paint this guy up like a Gigantopithecus from this one paleo art I saw where they have black and white fur. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, and those guys, here, let me grab a human mini for size comparison, because very quickly this is going to be this is going to be relevant, because we're about to get into the big boys. So here's Batu, here is Tarzan. So as you can see, Tarzan is not as big as Batu. Batu is a bigger man. He's a cooler man because he's an orangutan, and whereas Tarzan is a white man. He is a Homo sapien, so he is a white Homo sapien, and that makes him lame. Batu is a monkey man with a big sword, and he is beyond racial categorization because he is not a human. So he is just cooler than every human. That's just the law. As you can see, he has more faces on his armor. He has the one, and that's going to be a lot of fun to paint. Now, for the real guys. These are the guys who came in today. I put them together, and I was like, holy fucking shit, these are cool. First, the gorilla font. So, this is a big guy. He is, as you can see, a chimeric creature, somewhat mixed between a knuckle-walking gorilla and an elephant. And he also has armor. He's an armored gorilla font. And he also has a spike flail snout, trunk. And he is cool, he is big, he is a large man, and he has spikes on his back because he's cooler than you. And he has weapons on his tusks because, well, like I said, he's cooler than you. And that's not an insult towards you. It's perfectly valid to not be as cool as a gorilla font. I mean, who is, right? I'm not as cool as a gorilla font. Speaking of cool people, here is a palanquin driven by chimps with swords. So if you don't know what a palanquin is, you already do. You've definitely seen them. You just don't recognize them by that name. Oh god, the paint's not quite dry. That's okay. I'll be able to pick it up. But as you can see, it is a big thing. You can place a guy on it, and he is the king. So, for instance, Tarzan, right? Back in old racist white times, like when Edgar Rice Burroughs was writing, he's like, oh, this guy's the king of the Congo, you know, because he's a white man. Even though he's like a monkey-raised man, he's raised by the Mangani, which are, you know, monkeys. Even then, he's apparently, you know, but that's racist. But whoever the king of the Congo is, he is the sovereign of these chimp men, and so he can sit on here, but not Tarzan. Tarzan, fuck you, Tarzan. Fuck you. We don't like Tarzan. Well, I might like the stories if I read them, to be honest. I do like pulp fantasy and shit like that, and they get into like Atlantis shit. I don't believe in Atlantis. I just think it's fun as hell as an idea. And just prehistoric civilizations in general are like my autistic fascination, have been for a while, even though I don't believe in them whatsoever. So yeah, you can see, if you can see, yeah, okay, let me just, yeah, there we go, okay. Yeah. So as you can see, it is a cool palanquin, and there is a fire behind the guy, and gluing it was a little tough, like some of these big guys. See, there's a cool monkey demon face on the back, if you can even see that. Yeah, Let me see. Come on. Oh, shut up, Teddy. It's my dog. You can see the face a little better. So that's the... Up in the face. That's the Palatine. That is where the king of the monkeys and or the king of the Congo lives. Not calling the Congolese monkeys, of course. That would be racist. Well, I mean, every human being is a monkey. So, well, technically, apes, but you get right. Everyone's, you know, Congolese people are the same kind of monkey that I am. So, it's not really racist. It's just real life. Evolution is real. Anyways, here is a Dinotherium as a big elephant cavalry, armored with snake horns. Teddy, you're a fool. With snake horns, as in like blowing horns, and he's got a lot of armor. And this is the mount, right? This is what they call the hero mount of the skull grinders. There's 2 skull grinders. This is the Dinotherium one. There's also a Platybelodon, which I also got. I'm about to show you, but I just have to show you this because it's the coolest fucking thing I think I've ever had. I think if I ever built something like this, I would die happy. I'd be like, I made this, so I contributed to the world. He's got so many fucking details, and it's big. Got the big snake blowhorn thing. He blows his horn. There's this big fucking dinosaur skull on top. And of course you've got to have the demon face, right? That's the whole part of Dragon Trapper's Lodge, is if you have a monkey man, whether it's Batu or the Simiax, you got to have a crazy demon face on it. And luckily, the elephant's tail comes right out of the Dinotherium, whatever. The old elephant, his tail comes out of the guy's nose, which is funny. But it actually kind of comes out, what's the thing between your mouth, like your lips and your nose? There's like that little indent. I don't know. That's where it's coming out of, though. Now let's see. This is the hero mount. Now, if someone in the Congo was stupid, they would think that Tarzan is a hero. So let's look at Tarzan. So as you can see, he is very small compared to the elephant. So the elephant is the coolest guy ever, and every disagreement is heresy. Not like Warhammer, like real life moral heresy, and you will be tracked down and gunned down by the morality police who will burn you alive. Now, speaking of burning people alive, here is the Platybelodon that I was talking about, and he's about the same size, but you're like, how can you tell which one's Platybelodon? Well, I was wondering that too until I realized that I already knew a little bit of Platybelodon. Let me wait for it to focus. Now you see this little thing here? You're thinking, oh, that's a weapon. No, that's real life. That is the Platybelodon's tooth. See, their lower, I think it's like their lower jaw or their chin or something extends long down. And it has this big fucking honking fucking shovel tooth. And so, of course, they gave this guy a Tyrannosaurus head, or rather helmet, and bone armor, and he's cool, and he's got all the spikes. And adorned atop the spikes are 2 little Bobokai chimp dudes, and they are using a catapult, because that's the version of this that I purchased. So you've got the chimps on top. You can see, you know, Tarzan can kind of fit up there, you know, if he wants to kill the innocent chimp men who are just going about their day, you know, perfectly reasonable chimp men. But Tarzan, you know, he hates, even though he was raised by apes, if you're not the kind of ape that he, you know, he speaks the ape language, Mangani, if, you know, these Bobokai, they didn't go to Mangani school, so they didn't learn that. Although, yeah, that's just a thing. Because in the original Tarzan books, Tarzan is raised not by gorillas, but by these fake apes that can speak, called Mangani. Speaking of fake apes, here's King Kong. Notice how you can't see Tarzan anymore. He's too small. Jesus fucking Christ. This dude is big. He is big. He's not perfectly primed. You can probably see the little gray here and there, a little bit on the... This guy's going to be painted up. Initially I was like, well, I'll just do like a standard like King Kong type thing. I already got a standard King Kong. You don't want this dude to be? This dude is going to be a white King Kong, as in his fur is going to be white. He might be albino. I might not make him albino. But he's definitely going to have white fur. Because for one, that's easier for me. Just spraying it white and then moving on from there. But also, I think it would look cool. And I'm always a fan of doing things that look cool with my minis. Not in real life. I'm a complete dweeb. So you can see he is about the size of God in terms of mini size. So he's definitely, you know, this is the biggest fucking mini I've ever had. How do you call this a mini? I mean, I get it. You know, in real life, King Kong would be much bigger than like 6 inches or 8 inches or whatever the fuck this is. But oh goodness gracious, he is big, 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 big. Anyways, that's enough of my rambling. The only thing left to arrive is the armored Rhinodon, and then there's a free to download STL that people sell of a armored like chaos looking mammoth with a carriage that's called Disorganized Snuffleupagus or something like that, and I ordered that too because it's pretty cheap and really cool looking. Definitely gonna be a part of this big monkey army. I gotta say, I've got a lot of stuff to do, but I'm really happy about it. This is a fun project, and these things fucking kick ass. Yeah. A few little things might have broken in the mail, you know, very small things. Oh, speaking of which, this loincloth, it wasn't designed poorly. It was actually designed very well, and I'll explain why. Because I put this metal skull part of the loincloth on before I put the cloth part on, but that's supposed to go underneath, and I couldn't like wiggle it underneath and into the slot. But by chopping off like this corner of the loincloth, I was able to slide it in and glue it in fine. However, doing so with my pliers instead of being a big boy and using my razor saw and breathing in the cancer fumes from the resin, you know, doing that hurt the fuck out of my hand. My hand's still sore. Like if I, oh, actually, it's, oh wow, it's actually way better. But it's still a little sore, you know. So I gotta take it more easy. But you know, still. Anyways, I hope you're doing well. I hope you like my King Kongs.